By the end of this video, get closer to the sex life that you actually desire. One that's healthy, one that you can share with yourself or with others. And stay till the end to communicate better with those around you. Hit like, subscribe, and the bell, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Amanda Pasciucco, a certified sex therapist, and we're answering how to get the healthiest sex life ever. First things first, all fantasy is normal. Having desire is normal. Not having desire sometimes is normal too. Wanting to watch sex, also normal. The desire for sex, solo or partnered, is normal. The problem starts to become when you feel entitled to sex with someone else. When you're entitled to time, energy, money, or anything of someone else's, we begin to question that because that doesn't sound healthy to me when we start to be entitled to something that's not us. Next, healthy sexuality happens when we are conscious of our body, being mindful of your emotions, of the sensation of your body, being mindful of how you're breathing. Breathing actually matters when it comes to sex. When you inhale, your stomach ought to go out, and when you exhale, your stomach ought to go in. We try to inhale through the nose, exhale twice as long out the mouth. Check in with your body daily. See if there's tension or discomfort in any way. Being mindful of tracking your body and your breathing will help you to have a healthy sense of sexuality. What are your metrics for what you think is healthy when it comes to sex? Next thing, keep sex separate from shame, unless you're maybe into shame and sex, but that's like a specialization. Most of the time you want to keep shaming out of the sex life. If you have a fantasy or desire, let's think of it as normal and consider whether or not we're going to act that out in real life. Sometimes fantasies must be left fantasies. And in fantasies, there's often a symbolic consideration or sensational consideration that's important for us to know. If there's something in the fantasy that might be impulsive or compulsive, maybe bring that to a therapist and think it over. It might not be the healthiest to act out that fantasy if it feels compulsive. Okay, remember step 2? That's going to come into consideration here. When we check into our body and we also check into our emotions, being mindful of our emotional state is important. If I begin to feel lonely, resentful, depleted, it's important to work with your team of people around you, whether that be a doctor, nutritionist, therapist, all of those that you work with, maybe a personal trainer. You want to let everyone know kind of what's going on and attune to yourself to start taking care of yourself. Being self-loving and noticing when you're depleted is important because you don't want to give in partnered sexuality from like this really depleted place. Invite collaboration with those around you and know, of course, that your emotions are yours. Have a practice of self-love that could involve self-pleasure so that you don't become entitled to someone else's partnered sex. And last, be sober. Drinking and being high for sex isn't my favorite flavor of sexuality. There are many people that would disagree, but I think kind of like a 50-to-1 balance is better for me. Other people might disagree and they're allowed to, but that's a better balance for me because I like to be in choice and in control of which inner aspect I want to bring with me into a sexual experience versus being under some influence where I don't have my ability to choose. And when I'm empowered, I can think, choose my emotions and thoughts instead of when I'm powerless under the influence where I'll be influenced more easily. Thank you for staying until the end. You can scroll down to get our checklist as a way to help you communicate even better. And we have a webinar about that too, if you're interested. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and the bell. Say hi on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Sex Healer or at Amanda Pasciucco. Thanks for watching. See you next week.